They were barely old enough to order a post-game beer when Oklahoma City handed them the keys to its entire future. Kevin Durant, a willowy prodigy with a jumper smoother than oil, and Russell Westbrook, the human afterburner who treated every loose ball like it insulted his family, looked ready to build a dynasty in the middle of tornado country. Fans could already picture parades along Reno Avenue. Nobody, not even the loudest skeptics, predicted the decade-long roller coaster that would end with Durant donning Houston red in 2025, and cameras catching Kay Adams asking if he was about to dial his old running mate. The ride from brotherhood to betrayal to possible reunion is basketball's closest thing to a Shakespearean epic. And it's not over yet. When Seattle's franchise packed its bags for Oklahoma, the fan base inherited an unexpected jackpot. Back-to-back drafts netting Durant, Westbrook, and, just for good measure, James Harden. 3 future MVPs in 3 summers felt like hitting Mega Millions, Powerball, and the local church raffle in successive weekends. On court, the raw brilliance sometimes looked like chaos wrapped in electricity. Westbrook's rookie-year league-leading turnovers clashed with Durant's quiet efficiency, but even the growing pains were spectacular. By 2012, the Thunder torched Dirk, Kobe, and Duncan in a single postseason before running face-first into LeBron's prime Miami machine. A finals loss hurt, yet most analysts still penciled OKC in for multiple future rings. The kids were only 23. Time seemed endless. But fairy tales age quickly in the salary cap era. The first fracture wasn't emotional, it was financial. Harden wanted a max extension, ownership offered $4 million less. Pride trumped prudence, and Harden was shipped to Houston for pennies on the all-star dollar. Even without him, the Thunder won 60 games, but Patrick Beverley's collision shredded Westbrook's meniscus and shredded OKC's championship roadmap. Durant, forced into Atlas mode, posted one of the most surgical MVP seasons ever, while Westbrook rehabbed through 3 knee surgeries that winter. The roles flipped the very next year. Durant's foot fracture benched him, and Westbrook rumbled to a scoring crown. Their scoreboard never showed it, but each man quietly learned how intoxicating solo stardom could feel. The perfect partnership had tasted independence, and that flavor lingered. Then came 2016, the year promises turned to ashes. Under new coach, Billy Donovan, OKC finally installed an offense that did more than trade isolations. Durant and Westbrook shredded the Spurs, then bullied the record-breaking 73-win Warriors to a 3-1 edge in the conference finals. 8 minutes from advancing, the Thunder froze. Klay Thompson caught fire, turnovers piled up, and a generation of memes was born. Within weeks, Durant held secret meetings in the Hamptons, weighed legacy versus loyalty, and on July 4th detonated NBA Twitter. My next chapter. The Super Team Warriors became reality, and Stephen A. Smith's now infamous verdict, the weakest move by a superstar, echoed through every barbershop debate. Westbrook's social media rebuttal was pure Russ, a cupcake photo in deafening silence. The NBA's sweetest bromance curdled overnight. Betrayal hurts, but public humiliation keeps the wound fresh. Their first showdown came just 5 games into the season. Westbrook arrived in a photographer's vest, a not-so-subtle jab at Durant's sideline hobby, only to watch KD pour in 39 en route to a 26-point Warriors win. Meetings 2 and 3 look similar. Blowouts, glares, and a midnight viral clip of Russ barking, "I'm coming," at anyone jabbering with Durant. All-Star Weekend in New Orleans reached peak awkward when officials rearranged seating charts so the former brothers wouldn't share a locker room bench. Yet muscle memory trumped animosity for 82 glorious seconds. Russ fed Durant on a cut, KD lobbed it back, and the West bench erupted as if 2012 had never ended. A single alley-oop reminded the world what had been lost. Then the horn sounded, and the glare returned. Even silence can be loud when half the internet is lip-reading. Durant's burner account saga became late-night talk show fodder, but one accidental like on a post blaming Westbrook for his exit poured kerosene back onto smoldering embers. Family members piled on. Stephen A. relit the narrative, and KD vented on podcasts that he was tired of being the only shooter in OKC, a remark Russ's camp took as downright revisionist. Beef became an amusement park ride fans refused to exit. By 2019, ESPN's mic'd-up segments were dissected like courtroom evidence for tone shifts, shrugs, even eyebrow twitches. The friendship looked irretrievable. Then life and time found a way to dull the edges. The NBA carousel spun them into new uniforms almost yearly. Russ chased roles in DC, LA, and eventually Denver. Durant hopped from the Bay to Brooklyn to Phoenix. Distance, ironically, bred perspective. When the 2023 playoffs served Suns versus Clippers, every possession felt like therapy on hardwood. Westbrook jawed, Durant smirked. But after Russ dropped a 37-point gem, KD's post-game praise was effusive. When he's retired, people will finally tell the truth about him. The pair met in the tunnel, exchanged a quick handshake, and fans exhaled. Maybe the Cold War was thawing. Thaw turned to intrigue the moment Houston entered the chat. NBA Draft Week 2025 delivered a thunderclap louder than any midseason buzzer beater. Phoenix dealt Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and draft capital. The news reached Durant while he sat on a live Fanatics Fest panel. The crowd roared, cell phone videos went viral, and within minutes, Kay Adams cornered him backstage. Was he going to recruit Russell Westbrook, now a free agent after declining his Denver option? Durant grinned. "We just got one thing figured out today. The rest? Early days." The basketball world pounced. Stephen A. urged reunion. TikTok stitched montages of their best lobs over H-Town chopped and screwed beats. Reporters noted Westbrook's enduring friendship with Rockets coach Ime Udoka from Team USA days. Front office whispers hinted at a veteran minimum deal if cap gymnastics aligned. For two men who once refused to make eye contact, the idea of sharing a locker room again suddenly felt less like fantasy and more like destiny. But destiny, as they've learned, can be as fickle as a 3-1 lead. Every era rewrites the code of loyalty. Oscar left Cincinnati, Kareem left Milwaukee, LeBron took his talents south, and Durant's own trail of jersey swaps reflects a league where rings outweigh roots. Westbrook, the avatar of ride-or-die intensity, showed the cost of staying too long when OKC finally pivoted to rebuild. Their diverging philosophies once made them combust. Now, at 36 and 37, they might finally align. Houston offers Durant a youthful core that needs a closer, and Westbrook a bench ignition switch, plus an underdog narrative they both secretly crave. Should they reunite and hoist even one Larry O'Brien? The circle snaps shut. The Thunder kids who never quite finished the job could write their last chapter on new parchment. If it collapses, critics will feast, but the spectacle will be must-watch either way. From teenage phenoms to reluctant rivals to possible partners once more, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook have stretched a single sports story across 18 unforgettable seasons. Every era thought the final act had already aired, until the next plot twist demanded a fresh notification buzz. Maybe Houston is where it finally ends, a sunset ride instead of a parting storm. Or maybe tomorrow's headline screams another twist we haven't imagined yet. Either way, the echo of their shared thunder keeps rolling, and fans can't help looking at the horizon, waiting for the next flash.